My name's AKapsalis. I am a guitarist, composer, arranger, and from Chicago. I'm Greek American, and I'm happy to be here. I started playing guitar when I was about 11. I have a musical family. My father's a violinist, and all my siblings played instruments, and he had a music store. And I gravitated towards the guitar because of hearing really great riffs, like Back in Black, you know, AC/DC. That was what got me at 11 years old. And then I just started to completely get immersed into it, and I started to compose with it early on. I started to really enjoy the challenges of learning learning fingering, learning songs, learning scales, and then composing. It just seems like a really great instrument to compose on because you have such a full range, and you can be harmony, you can be melody, you can be everything, and be pretty full sounding. So that's how I got started mostly. This guitar is a Taylor, and it's about 30 years old. It's lost its insignia. And I love this guitar because it's very balanced. It has lows, mids, and highs, and all pretty equally. Instead of buying an acoustic electric, I bought this as an acoustic, and I had it modified without taking away from any of the natural sound of the instrument. Because when you do put cutaways in guitars, you kill some of the natural qualities of the instrument. I have a piezo system in the bridge, and I have a condenser microphone inside the guitar. And I use this combination. I actually use a Fishman blender, which I can go between. I can balance those signals as much as I want. This way I can kind of control my system when I go to any stage or any club or anything. I control it. I don't have to worry about a sound guy trying to fix problems, because amplifying acoustic instruments inherently is a problem. I would spend hours kind of naturally just locked in my room practicing and trying different things, experimenting. It was an obsession. So I think finding my own voice, I feel it evolved, because there's always, I think every musician at some point, and this might be continuous until the end of the career, has identity crisis. What kind of musician am I? What am I going for? What's my sound? Is it like this guy or that guy? And of course, growing up, you do have to develop some sort of skill of mimicry, because if you want to understand how Django Reinhardt plays guitar, learn a Django Reinhardt song. Master his skill of picking, master the sound he gets from his instrument, all these different things, and therefore you will kind of understand where he's coming from. And then you could decide if that's for you. I think what kind of made me want to think differently was when you hear a Claude Debussy piano music, within 4 notes it's him. And I think that always struck me as something that, I would like to have that much of a, so I think striving to have a unique voice, your own voice, it comes from a place of trying to be true to your flaws, true to your skills, and knowing where you shine and knowing where you do not. And I think flaws as an instrumentalist or a musician can sometimes be a window into actually your voice. I was, huge fan of Paco de Lucia. I was a huge fan of Prokofiev, Tchaikovsky. Let's see, honestly, Aphex Twin. My tastes are all over the place, because I draw things from people specifically that I feel are weird slightly and edgy at the same time, melodic, beautiful, but strange. Their music is bigger than them, and I think that in order to do that, you have to forget about yourself and focus on the music and put it as a priority beyond your ego. I actually write in, from what I learned at being at Sundance, I was a composer fellow there, and realizing that a lot of filmmakers actually use music to inspire how they cut a scene or film a scene. I use visuals to compose music, so I'll use imagery of any sorts. Could be abstract, could be a painting I saw, could be a movie, anything that kind of inspires something, some spark. Some spark that's potent enough that I need to express it musically, or rebirth it musically. And then from there, I will, focus on melody, focus on intention. I like to create moods more so than anything else. So I like to use textures to reference textures. On the guitar, I love it because I have a lot of different opportunities and possibilities. I like to, I know what this does. The textures and this as a miniature orchestra. And then, now I've completely created a mood, and I've left the mood and I jumped into a scene. And so now a story unfolded. So this is why visuals are very important to me, because I feel like the music lives within everything that happens. I think composing is very important. I think getting the language is important, understanding your instrument, theory, styles, different styles. I think it's important to be able to, you don't have to be a perfect, flamenco guitar player, blues guitar. I think it's good to be able to understand a little bit of where all those things are coming from. I think it's important to understand how to create ornaments in your playing so that you are not a stiff musician. I think it's important to be able to sing with your instrument. I think so. I think it's very important, because even guitar players who sing, when they play, they're very good guitar players are very lyrical. And whatever it is, however simple the line is, do it with, gravity, and don't just focus on the notes and the rhythm, which is extremely important, but focus on the depth, the dynamics, the phrasing, and breathe life into an instrument that your only tool is your own fingers. Make it sound like how you want it to be played.